A West Virginia man that was charged with trying to kill his sister, who recently awakened from a 2-year coma and had identified him as being her attacker. Daniel Palmer has died less than a week after his arrest. He was pronounced dead Thursday at a Charleston hospital. This is just a day after he was taken there following an evaluation by jail medical staff. His cause of death has not been released to the public as of yet. The release of the autopsy information will go to the relatives and law enforcement first. Daniel Palmer is 55 years old. He was being very uncooperative while he was in custody and during the booking procedures. This is where he was taken July the 15th after being charged with an attempted murder and malicious wounding of his sister. His death likely brings closure to a highly unusual case in which the investigation was stalled for 2 years because of lack of evidence. His sister, Wanda Palmer, was in a coma and in a nursing home for 2 years. She was found unconscious with serious head injuries at her home in Jackson County on January the 10th of 2020. Daniel had been identified as a suspect in this case, but up until the time that Wanda came out of this coma, investigators did not have enough evidence to file charges against him. According to a criminal complaint that was filed in Jackson County at the magistrate's court, it said due to a previous violent history between Wanda and Daniel, investigators initially did consider that Daniel was a suspect in the assault. Investigators did interview Daniel, but he denied any involvement in the attack, saying that he had not been to his sister's home in days. But later, a witness told investigators that he did see Daniel in the front doorway at Wanda Palmer's trailer on the night that she was assaulted. On June the 27th, more than 2 years after the attack, a deputy received a call from a protective services worker who said that she had started to speak single words and seemed to respond when questioned. So on July the 12th, deputies drove to the nursing home where Wanda Palmer resided. One of the deputies entered Wanda's room alone and began speaking with her. She was asking open-ended questions, and Wanda indicated that she did recall living in her trailer near her mother's home. She indicated that she recalled being hurt there, and she made a mention of her head. Wanda said the person who injured her was her brother, and she identified him as Daniel. When asked during the interview the reason behind the assault, Wanda stated he was mean. And according to the complaint, Wanda appeared oriented to her situation. Her answers to questions were coherent and relevant. She even asked for prayer. Daniel Palmer was being held on a $500,000 bond. He was so combative when he was arrested that it took hours to get him to cooperate with authorities for an arraignment. The arraignment even required the magistrate to leave the courthouse and come over to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Now, I'm honestly not even sure what the story is behind the photo of this man. This is the only photo that I have been able to find of him, but I can assure you this is not him after he was deceased. I know it looks that could quite possibly be the situation, but it's not, because this photo was out there on the internet, social media, TV, on the news before this guy was deceased. So I guess this is the best they could do in getting a mugshot of him. I'm not even sure. But anyway, let's all hold out prayers for Wanda in hopes that she makes a complete and full recovery. From what I have read, when they found her, she was in very, very bad shape. He had attacked her with a hatchet. She had severe head injuries. She was found in a pool of blood by a neighbor. Just very bad situation. And in a coma for 2 years in a nursing home. By the grace of God, she woke up out of the coma and was able to name who had done this to her. So I hope we keep getting fantastic updates about Wanda and hope she does recover fully. Thank you all so much for listening, and until next time, this is Unjustified.